In this video, I'm going to show you how summary routes look. Here in Packet Tracer, I have a network set up with two routers. Each fast Ethernet's on its own network. You can see I have the 192.168.64, 65, and I have these 192.168 networks connected to B2. If I take a look at HQ's routing table, what I should expect to see is all of my directly connected routes. I have a directly connected of the 10 network, of the 64 network, and the 65 network. So if I take a look at my topology, these are my directly connected. So here's my 64, directly connected to my fast Ethernet 00. Here's that 65 network, directly connected to the 01. And I also have a directly connected of the 10 network, connected to my serial 0/0/1. And again, that's what I see inside of my routing table here. What I need to do is I need to add routes, add static routes so I can get to the other networks. I want to be able to get from HQ over to this 192.168.00 network, over to the 10 network, the 20 network, and the 30 network. One way I can go about this is to add each one of those routes manually. So I can do that by going into config T, doing an IP route, the network I want to get to, 192.168.0.0, the subnet mask of that network, and then I could choose the outgoing interface. If I take a look at my topology again, the outgoing interface for HQ to get over to this network would be to send out my serial 0/0/1. Now if I take a look at my routing table, I now have a static route to that network, and I should be able to ping it typed in the wrong one there, should be able to ping it. I could do that for all four of those networks. Set up an IP route for the 00, which I just did, set up another one for the 10, set up another one for the 20, and another one for the 30. So I need 4 separate IP route statements. Another option that I have is to do a summary route. With a summary route, what I will do is I will summarize all 4 of these networks into one statement. That way I only need to do one IP route statement. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the other route that I had in here by doing a no in front of it, and then I'm going to calculate the summary route and put the summary route into there. So what I need to do to calculate the summary route is I need to convert those IP addresses into binary. So I have the networks of 192, and a 192 in binary is a 11000000. A 168 is a 1010100. A 0 is just 8 zeros. And then I have a 0 at the end again. I convert the next number to binary. It's 192 again. I have a 168. That's a 128 and a 32 and an 8. And now I have a 1. And I have 0. My next number is 192.168.20. There's my 192. There's my 168. There's my 20. Then I have a 192.168.30. So this first one is the 192.168.0.0. This is the 192.168.1.0. This is the 192.168.2.0. And this is the 192.168.3.0 in binary. Once you have them converted to binary, what you do is you go along the line and you ask yourself, where are they all the same? If I take a look going along down the line, all these ones are the same. All these ones are the same. All these zeros are the same. They're all the same until I get to right here. Right here is where they start to become different. I can see they start to become different because I have a 0, 0, and then a couple of 1s. They're not all zeros down the line. So what I do now is I count up how many digits are the same. Here's 8. Here's another 8 for 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22. That 22 becomes my new subnet mask. A 22, if I convert that to decimal, is 255.255.252.0. My new network address is what I have inside of the box, and I fill anything out on the right hand side with zeros. So this number here is 192. This number here is 168. This number here is 0, and I fill anything else out with 0. So it's going to be 0 dot, and the rest 0. So 0.0. So now what I do is I have those networks summarized into one route. It's a 192.168.0.0 with a double 255.252. So now what I can do is go into my HQ router and set up that IP route. IP route, the summarized one I just calculated was 192.168.0.0 with a 255.255.252.0. It's also known as a supernet. Taking multiple subnets, combining them into one, is also known as supernetting. And to get to all of those networks, what I need to do is send out my serial 0/0/1. Now if I take a look at my show IP route, my routing table, I can see that I have a static route in there, and it's that 192.168.0.0 with a /22. It's connected to my serial 001. So take a look at the topology again. What I just said is for the HQ router to get to this network, and this network, and this network, and this network, all summarized into one, send out my serial 0/0/1. And that makes sense because I need to send out that serial to get it down the line and over to B2. Let's do some pinging and make sure that that works. I should be able to ping the 192.168.0.1. I should be able to ping the 192.168.1.1. I should be able to ping the 2.1 and also the 3.1. So that summary route works just fine. I just have to enter in one static route instead of having to enter in 4 separate ones for each individual network. So that's how summary routing can be used, and that's how static routes are created with those summary routes. If you need some more practice creating those summary routes, I encourage you to take a look at the reading and also the labs. The reading explains how to create those summary routes. Thanks for watching.